Howdy y'all, Dean Stiller here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead and music news, reporting on 50 years of the Allman Brothers. The brothers there played at Madison Square Garden last night. What an outstanding show. Before I get on to that, we're also celebrating 50 years of life for Jason Friedman. Jason, you the man. I wish you the best. Happy birthday to you. Your daughter reached out to me. Her and Lori wanted me to do a little something for it. I was honored to do it. Jason and Lori, a couple have spent more than half their life following all things Dead. And your daughter couldn't stop bragging on you. As a father of a daughter, that's wonderful to see. You've done a great job raising kids, and obviously the outstanding job being a dad. And so for that, God bless you. You're an amazing soul. I wish you the very best. I hope it's the best year of your life. I love you long time. Marley and Lori, we got you covered. Love y'all and hope to see you down the line. Not only do you have outstanding taste in music, you got outstanding taste in where you go to hear it reviewed. So thank you for that. So we're there at Madison Square Garden. It's 70 degrees, walking around in t-shirts before the show. It's having a blast. It's really is a wonderful day, as nobody's afraid of any viruses there. We're either that or we're ignoring it, or you look a little bit, you kind of look, you think, boy, I sure do touch a lot of railings. You're conscious of how much shit you touch, and then throughout the course of the night, you're like, I sure do touch my face a lot. And then you're like, maybe I shouldn't have shared the pretzel with the lady next to me. But you know what? You ultimately realize zero fucks. Can't be worried about this shit. We got a show to get on with. And get on with the show we did. Furious lineup here, driving this thing hard. Derek Trucks, one of the best guitarists alive today. Warren, soulful as could be. Absolutely love Warren, always have. Teal, one of the best bass players alive. This just lineup, those front men are going to drive this thing in a big, big way. And so really the whole night was just full of unbelievable music. The jams were exceptional. They were here for, a week rehearsing and stuff. It was obvious this was not a sloppy go at it. They took this thing seriously and they delivered. Really, the night was outstanding. Open up. I don't want you no more. It's not my cross to bear. You go right back to the beginning of the Allman Brothers there, so maybe like taking this thing kind of chronologically in ways. It didn't end up like that all throughout the night, I'm not sure, but for the most part, so we just got pieces of everything, and you realized how vast this catalog was, how many outstanding tunes and compositions have really the Allman Brothers have been responsible for. The first time I saw the Allman Brothers was also my first concert at Red Rocks. It was in the summer of '89. There was a break between Alpine and Cal Expo, a couple weeks there in between, and we stopped. We stayed with some folks we just met there in Alpine. And we have a place you could stay with us in between Colorado. Greg, we stayed with them. They live right on the other side of the hill there from Red Rocks. So I was down there way up front, right in the center. We got there early. I saw the Allmans at Red Rocks, my first Red Rock show, my first Allman show, the summer of '89, outstanding. The Allmans and the Dead, their shows kind of were close to each other at times during that tour, as was the Who. The Who that summer also toured, and right after Alpine was over, saw a couple of Who shows there at Alpine Valley. So I remember there was a lot of good music to be had that summer. My first Shoreline show was the Allman Brothers. I saw them there again in the break between Cal Expo and the Greeks that summer. So that was some kind of summer for me. So lit up on the Allman Brothers, tons of Dead, lots of the Who. It was just a really good summer. So anyway, Statesboro Blues, I don't think I'm going to run down this thing song by song by song. I'm just going to say they played everything you'd expect them to probably, and everything was outstanding. This was like Joe Russo's Almost Allman Brothers. I mean, this music was moving hard, and nobody to put the brakes on this train. This locomotive was heading downhill in a hurry, and nobody was there to put brakes on it in any way, shape, or form. Early on, Derek a little low in the mix. The first couple solos he took, I was leaning towards him like it was going to help me hear him better. So Warren was really way up in the mix. Derek was a little bit down low, but strong jams all throughout. the whole night, really, if we're being honest about it. You get Revival, Trouble No More, Don't Keep Me Wondering, Black-Hearted Woman Dreams, Hot Lana, unbelievable. At this point, after Hot Lana, I'm thinking this is probably the most trebly band that I've heard in a long time. There's a lot of treble. My ears felt like toast. I was almost feeling like I had some fatigue listening up to that point. The music was outstanding. It was just trebly, and I was starting to feel a little bit of fatigue there listening. And then Chuck Leavell comes out. They have Chuck come out. And you know what? It changed everything, really. He Come and Go Blues starts with Chuck. Chuck, he can hit middle C, just one finger, and just sounds better than if you or I did it or anybody did it. That brother, when he fiddles in between songs, it sounds great. He's just that kind of artist, and absolutely a privilege to just watch him killing it with the band all night last night. Well, not really all night, but for a good piece of the show, he was out there. And to me, the piano in there, that helped some of that like overbuzz. The trebly kind of got a little bit easier to consume some more of it once Chuck came out there and some piano got added to the mix. And really, it just refreshed my ears. It kind of refreshed everything, just the direction that thing went. I remember 87 was a trebly year for the Dead. That's the most trebly year they had. Seemed like there was a lot more treble in the recordings and in the music. Anyway, all the jams are outstanding nonetheless. You get Chuck out there to break that down. Listen, Soul Shine, absolutely one of my favorites of the night. There was some incredible things happening. There was times in the music I heard the other one. There were times I thought I heard Love Light. There were times I thought I heard Franklin's. These guys have a lot of Grateful Dead experience playing Dead music, and I heard a lot of that stuff peeking its head out during the course of the night. Early on, you got, are they going to play the other one? Holy shit, there was some other one teases in there. Sounded good as a motherfucker. Anyway, Oteil thumping away. Great to see him in this environment. This is like going back home in a lot of ways. So they end the set with Jessica. But boy, you just start realizing how vast and how amazing this catalog is, and we're sitting here listening to some of the best artists that are alive today performing it. This was unbelievable. After a short break, you get Mountain Jam, Blue Sky. I mean, you put those together, and I could have left it almost at that point. It was almost good enough. The jams were outstanding. The places the music were going were incredible. You could tell they were all, this was well rehearsed. This wasn't any kind of sloppy. Everything had the pace you would hope for. It had the power you'd hope for times 10. This was exceeding my expectations in a big way. Really, to be honest with you, through the whole thing, mind-blowing music going on. Derek Trucks, one of the best guitarists alive. Warren, I gotta tell you, there's those certain parts in the music when it breaks and you're kind of accustomed to Greg's sound, to hearing Greg's voice. And to me, Greg, he had a voice that always, it touched me. He definitely, his sound kind of reached me. And I got Warren, who's as soulful as a player can be, really. I always have loved Warren, and an unbelievable guitarist and a soulful guitarist. So if someone's got to be filling in there, a guy with the power that Warren has in his pipes is the right guy for the task, and he sounded unbelievable on everything. Really, absolutely loved it. As the thing moved on, we got all our favorites. You got a little acoustic piece. You got Melissa. You got In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. It's just everything you'd want to hear was carried out exactly as you'd want to hear it, and probably a little bit better than you expect. With no one to run with. Always loved that one. One Way Out. This is just the whole thing. The whole night from beginning to end was just in a relentless, an incredibly powerful representation of Allman Brothers music that just made you grateful with every second that you were there to participate in this thing. If you haven't heard it, I encourage you to. This is the encore. You get Midnight Rider and Whip and Post. Chuck Leavell comes back out for that. So, J-Mo came out there, threw some of the horns, and thanked everybody. this was furious. To be honest, I felt like when this thing was done, I'm like, this is way too good to be one and done. This is just, the music sounds way too good to just let this go, to do this one celebration and be done with it. But according to the folks I talked to, that's all this plan, just like a one and done. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you go out on top. Maybe it's more powerful to just blast it like that, and that's how you remembered. Maybe that's the proper thing to do, but I think there's a market for that show. That show was unbelievable. I think it would sell incredibly well in a lot of markets, and so I would love to take it in again or see some more of it. It may not happen. It may happen. I mean, I think there's definitely enough interest in the way they sounded on it. I almost feel like it'd be a shame if that was all, but like I said, sometimes just kill it. It's a great way to go out. It's a great memory. That's going to be the memory of the last time you did the thing. That's an appropriate way to take a bow and move on to everything else. I am blessed and honored that I was part of it. Thanks a million, O'Teal, for hooking me up. I would love to get to spend some time with you this week, and just an amazing week in New York. And listen, we were hugging, we were kissing. I shared some pretzels with the ladies next to me. Thank you for the pretzel. Some people scared like a motherfucker of the virus. I don't know. I saw Marianne and Michael. We were hugging and kissing, and we weren't worried about it too much. So let's hope we stay strong. Let's hope everybody stays strong. It's crazy times we're living in, but listen, my blessings to all. Great time at Madison Square Garden. Really check this thing out if you haven't already. It's well worth your time. I feel blessed to have been a part of it. Love you forever. We'll catch you soon. I don't know if we're going to have some postponements or cancellations with Dead & Company tour, but the chatter doesn't sound wonderful. Anyway, let's hope for the best. Love you all a long time. Talk to you soon.